Everyone. Hello to all of you and very good afternoon. Welcome to the session. Am I audible and visible? Can you all hear me, see me properly? Good afternoon. I hope everything is well with you people, and we will do maybe just one para jumble today, but more of RCs. That's what I'm planning to do. We're good to go. Thank you. Those who are watching me for the first time, I'm Niharika John Mehra, your faculty of English, and we have regular sessions here. So Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, we have 1:30 p.m topic wise practice sessions, and Monday to Saturday we have 8 p.m sessions. These are editorial sessions, okay? So they are really helpful if you want to improve overall English, okay? So yeah, that's there, and we will now start. जल्दी से like और share कर दो, और अगर आपको free PDF चाहिए है then make sure that you check out the description below. Join a Telegram group. That's it. All you have to do is that for free PDFs. I'll give you timer, and you need to attempt this um, para jumble. I hope I'm not hiding anything behind me. If मेरे पीछे कुछ छुप रहा होगा, so what I'll do, I'll just switch off the video part, but I'll just as of now. Okay. You have to rearrange P sentence. ध्यान से सुनना, हाँ. You have to rearrange sentence P in itself, just like sentence rearrangement, and then you have to rearrange all the sentences P, Q, R, S, T, U. Okay, so it's a mix of parajumble and a small question of sentence rearrangement. तो पहले P को अपने आप में arrange करो, and then you go ahead with the complete arrangement. 3.5 minutes will be given to you. Oh, that's cool. That's sure. Rearrange P. Answer first what arrangement you can see of P. I will write the correct arrangement in a few seconds, and then you can work on the complete. P के लिए arrangement है. Now you can arrange the whole para. go with the complete arrangement now. Okay, so let's see. I'll show you the complete answer. Okay, so PRTSQU. This is the complete arrangement. First of all, it was a very easy arrangement of P in itself. पर उसको आपको ध्यान रखना होगा. India is likely to have the world's largest workforce. That is gonna be by 27 with a billion people aged between this, which is undoubtedly great news. Of course, सब कुछ याद नहीं रखना है. There is a fact sort of given that by this time something good would happen. When left unchecked, untreated, diseases eventually escalate to demand more pharmacotherapy. Now, understand this. When left unchecked, मतलब ये किसी later on situation का part है where things are left unchecked and untreated. Diseases ऐसे हो जाते हैं. However, contrast. Simultaneous to a skilled workforce, the development of healthy human capital is also vital. So wherever we have ended talking about the workforce having good, great skilled workforce, there is another thing author is focusing in contrast to workforce skill. Thus does not mean it has to be the last sentence. जरूरी नहीं कि thus है तो last sentence. It is a conclusion that could be that you can find, that could be found in the middle of your arrangement. You can find it maybe at the second last position or so. So किसका वो result है वो ढूंढो. Attention to primary healthcare is critical as it will reduce the strain of further complications resulting from unaddressed palliative needs. So ऑथर ने कुछ बताया होगा एंड ही से इसलिए प्राइमरी हेल्थ केयर क्रिटिकल. ओके, even more so, something I want to stress, and that's when I use even more so, because this increasing working population is buffeted by an escalation of NCDs that threatens to declare India's demographic edge. So to stress on something we might have mentioned earlier, author is saying even more so because of all these we need to focus on the first thing. So R and T were a pakka pair here. They were a strong pair because R says that development of healthy human capital is vital. क्यों vital है? Even more so because working population increase हो रही है तो ऐसा हो रहा है. Also we get the other things that are mentioned are with respect to the healthcare. Only P is something that talks about only India being the world's largest workforce. So P is the first one. उसके बाद से कॉन्ट्रास्ट शुरू हो जाता है. सो बी इट्स ग्रेट, इट्स अ गुड थिंग दैट इंडिया सबसे बड़ा वर्कफोर्स है, पर हेल्थ का क्या? एंड रेस्ट ऑल थिंग्स आर अबाउट हेल्थ. सो यू हैव पी आर टी जो कि यहाँ पे आपके ट्रायो हैं. ओके, यू हैव पी आर एंड टी. नाउ वेट, देयरफॉर ये भी कंक्लूजन देता है ना? For India's large population, it is conclusion of whole India's population. To adequately meet its primary healthcare needs, the healthcare sector requires combined efforts by private and government. So this is a suggestion. That kind of conclusion definitely ये last में जाएगा. अब आपके पास दो तरीके हैं, एस क्यू को लेकर जाओ या क्यू और एस को लेकर. Again you will see कि एस thus attention is critical और क्यू बोलता है when left unchecked. Attention important है. अब उसको और आगे एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं, जब नहीं करोगे तो क्या होगा. So definitely S first and Q later on make more sense, and that's your answer. ठीक है? Any doubt, anyone? Anything you want to ask? because now we'll start doing RCs. Okay, so I hope things are clear. RCs कैसे करेंगे हम? Now RCs are because we are doing long passages. These are in 2 slides. पहले मैं आपको अच्छे से टाइम दूंगी रीड करने का so that you can skim both the parts. I will toggle between both the slides and you have to answer. If you find answer quickly, let's say within first 30 seconds, then you can answer here. But I would recommend to at least skim once before you start going ahead with other questions as well. Question right hand side पे है. I know थोड़ा सा full screen रखना पड़ेगा, but that's the only way we can practice RCs here in YouTube classes. So yeah, start doing it. That's the second part. I'll explain all the answers once you are done with all the questions. I don't want to make you forget जो आपने पढ़ा है. Interrupt नहीं करना चाहती मैं. So, answer is C. Next question. See, it is a particular question with one highlighted line. That's why I won't show you the second part. आपको इसी में से देख के आंसर देना है. Yeah. Answer to this one is definitely B. इंफर बेस्ड क्वेश्चन है, प्रॉपरली पढ़ के आंसर देना. सेकेंड पार्ट. There is this single single questions. I mean, you don't have to read a lot now. There is So I hope that all of you have marked answer. This was the last question. I'll start explaining now, but if uh, I can understand why I don't see answers here, because you might be answering, noting it down wherever you are sitting. But ठीक है, मुझे बताना कितने सही हुए. Okay? Yeah. So, thoda sa not so interesting, I would say, but you will get not so interesting topics in your exam. तो आपको उस बात के लिए mentally prepared रहना है. Interesting होता है ना, तो आंसर फिर भी हमारे पास निकल कर automatically आ जाता है. This is one of the things with RCs that you have to do. Question number 1 says, which of the following can be considered as impact of involving the US and Britain in pacifying Pakistan? Okay, so what do we get to see here? There were fears of, there were fears. We'll start from here, sorry. India has faced multiple and multi-layered threats. Army has been the political leadership's go-down option, with one exception of 62. Many questions, however, arise from this. Now, when the second front, China has sprung to life after decades, मतलब वो active हो गया है. The first question is, almost 60 years after, how come it hasn't altered after 3 full wars, breakup of Pakistan, many peace accords, etc.? No other major nation has continued to have the same combination of threats. Second is this remarkable continuity. आपने skip कर करके पढ़ना है. Of course याद नहीं करना है ना. But with respect to the question, अगर मुझे कुछ यहाँ hint मिल रही है, I want to focus on that. The question that follows, अभी तो बहुत सारे question raise कर रहा होता. Does military power guide Indian diplomacy and strategy subservient? The first was a Cold War phenomena. फिर हम Warsaw Pact के बारे में देखते हैं. Then we see modern history also tells you no nation can successfully fight a two-front war. फिर थोड़ा सा और पिछला क्या हुआ था क्या नहीं हुआ था, all those things were given, right? Then we get to see there were fears of a new front opening. Nehru, now this is important, US Britain का जो context है. When India faced its first 2.5 front situation, Nehru reached out to the US and Britain to lean on Pakistan to stay calm. Okay? The price for this was having to concede a high level serious negotiation with Pakistan over Kashmir. The Sastry government was careful not to open a second front with Pakistan. This was despite the evident whatever happened. Okay, इसके बाद तो हम कोल्ड वॉर और इंदिरा गांधी वाला जो पूरा चैप्टर है उसके बारे में यहाँ बात देख रहे हैं. Okay, what do we get to understand from the US-Pakistan point here is there was a lot of interference of these nations during Indo-Pak dialogues because Nehru reached out to these countries to lean on Pakistan. This itself means कि यहाँ पर उनका कुछ कहना, interfere करना was seen. That's it. That's your answer. Moving on to the next question. It says, according to this, how did Indira Gandhi deal with China? अब अगर आपने एक बार roughly read कर लिया है, if you have read roughly, you have skimmed, you know in the first part there is nowhere mention of Indira Gandhi. As you know, you have read, you know, in this paragraph you get to know about whatever Indira Gandhi did. So this is how you can easily and quickly get your answer. Okay. Our last big war was the only one that India planned to fight in advance, and Indira Gandhi had the foresight to preemptively avoid the kind of Chinese threat that challenged her predecessor. So she envisaged the challenges faced by previous leaders and tried to develop the cordial link. Okay, her treaty of peace, friendship, and cooperation, that is cordial link. So I am not reading everything in detail, but if you read first 4 lines of this para, you have your answer. Then, what was party's behavior towards Manmohan Singh? Again, you have a clue here. Now we are talking about what happened in his reign or during his reign, right? So none of these is the answer tha. Why none of these answer tha? Let's see. So what was party's behavior towards Manmohan Singh when he attempted to make peace post 26/11 attack? अभी क्या दिया है? 26/11 attack is mentioned here, last para. Every Indian leader has tried to address it. Rajiv Gandhi and Vajpayee made a substantive outreach to China and resulted in useful thawing. But it hasn't moved much further. In spite of some progress under Dr. Manmohan Singh, क्या हुआ था? His view was that China saw no urgency in settling with India. His approach to breaking out of this triangulation was radical. वो radical गए. Find peace with Pakistan first. He also believed that the rest of the world, particularly the US, had a strong interest in calming and changing the nature of Pakistani polity. That's why he went out of his way to seek peace with Pakistan in spite of 26/11. Okay, so this was the kind of leap of faith that he had. He was facilitated with everything he went. पार्टी का बिहेवियर तो कहीं है नहीं. What he did, he was thwarted by his own party, जरूर लिखा है, and abandoned the project. मतलब पार्टी ने ही रोका. So he was facilitated with everything. No, the party threatened to overthrow him. It is extreme. Party suggested some serious alterations. No, he was stopped by the party basically. So stop करना उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट क्लियरली गिवन इन एनी ऑफ द ऑप्शंस, आपका आंसर ई था. नाउ द स्टेटमेंट वाज गिवन हियर, ओके, एंड दिस स्टेटमेंट को समझ के आपको आंसर करना था. ओके, व्हाट डज द ऑथर मीन बाय दिस स्टेटमेंट? ओके, so we have to read a little bit before and after also in order to just be sure of the answer that we have. The second is, it is this remarkable continuity in existential military threat. The question follows, does military power guide Indian diplomacy and strategy subservient, or is it the other way around? This means the author mentions the dilemma because or hai na, is it this way or the other way around? Regarding the relationship of military and political leaders, strategy, diplomatic strategy, of course political leaders involved होते हैं. So dilemma between these two things and their influence on each other. तो कौन किसको influence कर रहा है? Military is influencing the political power, not power, political leaders and their strategy part, or the diplomacy is influencing the military part. This is a question that was raised here, इसलिए इसका आंसर B था. किसी को डाउट? any question that why is this the answer? Okay, now comes one of my favorite questions. Now please understand this. Okay, इसके पहले हम एक बार टोन कर लेते हैं, फिर हम वापस आ जाएंगे. So tone is definitely speculative here because a lot of doubt why this happened, क्यों ऐसा हुआ, इसने ऐसा क्यों किया. टेक्निकल तो है नहीं, इट्स ऑल अबाउट द स्ट्रैटेजी, डिप्लोमेसी एंड ऑल. लॉडेटरी इज, वहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा प्रशंसा करी गई हो, किसी की तारीफ करी गई हो किसी की. अगेन दैट इज नॉट व्हाट वी वांट. नथिंग टू डू विथ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन, चेकिंग oneself, or being ethical. So you could have done this question through elimination also. Now let's get back to the point of inference based questions. First of all, let's say if you have 8 questions in your exam, ठीक है, out of 8, 7 questions you were able to do properly, but the last question is inference based. It's okay if you want to skip the question. आपने 30 question का set आया आपको, ठीक है, you are very sure that you have done the other correct. You should not waste a lot of time on such question. That's the point. If you are left with more questions to be done, I would say better attempt those first, because inference questions are riskier questions. Sometimes they may not be. It's not like हमेशा होगा. But you can see there are 3 things and then you have to check all 3 things जो कि indirectly given है ना? तो इस वजह से थोड़ा सा difficult हो जाता है. Just make sure कि आप 5 मिनट इसमें waste नहीं करोगे. First you read the options and then you check what is given in the passage. Maybe something will automatically click. आपने अगर इतनी बार पढ़ ही लिया है तो. So many regions have been witnessing the same threats from neighboring countries as India since a long time. But we don't get to see the threats like we have witnessed since a long time. There are other countries, उनके नाम नहीं दिए हैं, इंडिया के ही रिस्पेक्ट में सारी बातें हुई. So definitely I know this is not the inference. At least I know after reading, after skimming itna. Indian government had evolved in dealing with counterparts over the years. Okay, so we have changed, we have become mature. इसका कुछ सबूत है क्या? Third is, according to Dr. Manmohan Singh, even the biggest power like US wanted to alter the traditional polity of Pakistan. So this is a very open option. The second one, इसके लिए आपको ज़्यादा पढ़ना पड़ेगा. The third option is where you can simply check the part where Dr. Manmohan Singh's name is mentioned. Okay, so we'll again go through it. Now, every Indian leader has tried to address it. Rajiv Gandhi, Vajpayee, okay, but it hasn't moved much further since, in spite of some progress under Dr. Manmohan Singh. His view was, उनका व्यू क्या था? China saw no urgency in settling with India because Pakistan was its cheap proxy to triangulate India. Okay, so even the biggest powers like the US, तो US का नाम भी आना चाहिए. आगे बढ़ते हैं. He also believed rest of the world, particularly the US, है यहाँ पर, had a strong interest in calming and changing the nature of Pakistani polity. So we can say wanted to alter, wanted to change the traditional polity of Pakistan, Pakistani polity. That's how I know third is for sure there. अगर first eliminate कर दिया, third is for sure there, then definitely second को check भी नहीं करना है और answer is there. आया समझ में? So this is how you do the questions of inference. Okay. Inference में sometimes you can get indirect. Actually it is written कि infer करके बताओ, but the question might be having some options which are indirectly mentioned in the passage. Some synonyms are used. Active का passive voice हो जाएगा, passive का active voice हो जाएगा. So that is also okay. वो भी आपका inference का answer आराम से हो सकते हैं. Okay. Yeah. Any question? Anything you want to ask? Okay. Cool. So I think we can just end the session here. And we will meet at 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay. Please be prepared for some questions and for reading and all. Be there on time. Bring your friends along with you. You will get the PDF of the session on our Telegram. So join our Telegram, and yeah, that's it. It looks like you all are very clear with all the questions. Can you tell me how many of you got all the questions right? Do we have anyone जिसके सभी questions सही हुए हों? Anyone? Okay. Anyone with just one question wrong out of all? Okay, so we'll meet. Okay, okay. That's okay. I'm telling you once again, this last thing before we wrap up. If out of 8 you have 6 correct, then also it is a good score. If out of 7 you have 5 correct questions, it's not bad. It's acceptable, still good to go. RCs में थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे रहता है. If you are able to do all questions correct, that's what we want. Of course, we target for 100% accuracy. But let's be practical. Okay, sometimes things happen, and they happen mostly in RCs. And for that, please remember, even 90% accuracy अगर है, it's not bad. So don't feel demotivated. Okay, but yes, always try that. I mean, you should always try to score full marks no matter what. Just don't be discouraged if RC में इधर उधर थोड़ा हो जाता है. Okay, take care, bye.